Yo, what up YouTube, is Rye. Let me holler at you real quick. In order for there to be change, you have to make change. If you do the same, you'll remain the same. If you stay stuck in the same thought patterns, the same things will come out in the end. You'll always have the same ending if you have the same thought process. So understand that. I know it's hard to break out of those chains. I know it's hard to break out of the thought process, especially if it's been fed to you or it's been force fed to you, or you've been thinking it your whole life and you don't know nothing else. That's why you have to do something else. In order for you to know something else, you got to do something else. You're going to have to try other things. You might have to fail at multiple things. You might have to strike out on multiple things, but that's okay because you're learning and growing and blossoming into something more and something better. You don't have to be confined to one way of thinking or one way of doing. In order for there to be change, you have to make change. You don't have to blame yourself. You don't have to be hard on yourself. You don't have to be down on yourself because of things that have happened in your life. Understand that there's a process in making that change, and it's not going to happen overnight, but at least you already have it in your brain that something is going to it's going to be different this time. And if you have in your mind that's going to be different this time, that when you finally go and do it, you'll have a different result. Even if it's not the result you wanted, it will be a different result. And that's better than the result you've been getting. A different result is better than the result that you've been receiving. That shows that whatever the work you've been putting in, that shows that you can do it. Because if you've been doing something and you've been getting the same result, you try something new and get something different, that shows that, oh, you can do it. So I understand that in order for there to be change, you have to make change. And you have to be okay, and you have to be okay with whatever that change comes with, whatever sacrifice that comes with, whatever hardships that comes, whatever struggles that comes with, whether friends you gain or lose, whoever stays with you or doesn't come with you on the journey, you gotta be okay with that. Because let's say you might lose, all the homies because of this change. You might have to move across the country because of this change. You might have to quit that job. You might have to make people upset. You might have to, leave people behind. But you have to be okay with that and be prepared for that going into it. Don't backtrack now, because if you backtrack now, you'll miss out on the rest of your life. The life that was ordained for you, your destiny, the life that was meant for you, because you're not willing to take that extra step. You have to be okay with taking that extra step, no matter what the cost is. No matter what the cost is, you got ready to take the extra step. And you have to be okay with it, whether people rock with you or they don't. Whether you win or you lose, you got to be okay with it. And you should be happy with it, because you're happier than what you were before. You're not living the same mundane life anymore. You're not doing that anymore. So you should be happy about that. You should feel good about that, because you're not living the way you used to live. And you know you weren't happy living that life. That's why you wanted to make change to begin with. So understand, my friend, when the waves are crashing against the boat, when the boat's being rocked, remember, why did you set out on the ship in the first place? Never lose sight on why you did this. When you never lose sight of why you even tried to do this, you'll remain and stay the course of what was meant for you. But hey, it's Rye. Like, comment, subscribe. I love you, family. We're growing, family. Woo woo. And you got this, homie. It's already yours.